there is, these new industries were coming up, new businesses like PR as you joined in early 2000. It was not very popular, right? You were not supposed to get into that. You were probably supposed to do an engineering or a doctor or a IT. If I think 2000 mein IT was coming up. Right? Or you were supposed to travel abroad. So that was, I think, 3-4 good career options. And when you saw your friends take up those traditional options in terms of career choices, how did you manage to get into, a little bit non-traditional, off-the-track kind of a profile or a career choice? How was your, support from your parents, from your family also? Because थोड़ा ऑफ द ट्रैक है, when your mom or dad would say, अच्छा भाई ये सब तो यार sales कर रहे हैं, MBA कर रहे हैं, why are you doing, like what is there, what is your growth here, right? Those would be the questions. तो कैसा था?
My mom even till today says कि why you are not doing a job, why you are not becoming an entrepreneur, because my cousins are doing a proper corporate job and they are earning in lakhs, right? So my mom even compares me today also. But I think overall.
But how much are you earning then? Do you tell her that नहीं मेरा उनसे ज़्यादा है पर मैं बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ कितना ज़्यादा है?
So that ways. I think fortunately I have always given an priority to my passion. Then just to follow a very typical roadmap or follow the money as such.
True.
Right? And which is why I said that when I took up my job as PR, it was out of my interest because I was always interested in marketing and communications, right? And I thought that would put me in a position to directly deal with the CEOs of leading companies, right? I think it's a perk a lot of people will not realize, right?
They the knowledge, from the network.
Correct, the knowledge and network, because I was talking directly to Singhanias, to the heads of the companies. I was making speeches for them. So they were reading out what I was writing for them, right? So that kind of high, I could not have got in a normal, typical corporate sales, crossing through hierarchies.
Behind the computer.
Correct. So I think that was something which I just followed my heart in that space. And even when I did my PR, and then again I totally shifted the line. I think it was in 2008. I got bored of marketing and PR for about 8 years. I totally shifted my line to finance.
Okay.
Right? That was again a very drastic lateral change. And I got an opportunity to work with a leading venture capital fund, which was the India REIT real estate fund by Ajay Piramal. India REIT.
India REIT, okay.
This was by Ajay Piramal.
The first REIT?
No, not the REIT. It was called India REIT.
But it's not a REIT.
It was a VC fund.
Okay.
In that time, I think it was a category 1 AIF fund. And they were investing into real estate. Right, so I got a later entry joining them as head of investor relations because that was something which was I could handle because I was coming from a PR and communication.
So relationship development, network development.
But then those 2-3 years with them also gave me a lot of opportunity to get into fundraising, finance. How does a fund operate as such, right? How does our investments are evaluated. Right, how to handle the questions from investors' perspective, and then I think that was a very fast-paced learning for me. In 2-3 years, I just learned about how the industry operates, which is a very interesting experience again.
But how did you manage to convince your parents कि मैं कुछ non-conventional करने जा रहा हूँ?
I think they
because at that point,
it
was how probably parents are today a little more open-minded about the child's career choices, Tab I think it was in 2000, not that much probably. So how did you?
I think
they were fine with it.
It was not that tough. I mean, they knew that. I mean, obviously, so on the flip side, maybe I was not getting the salaries as high as a corporate sales firm would have. Because PR agency, even if they hire me, they will obviously hire me the lower salary.
Fresher, it's a fresher.
Right. So because they themselves are starting out. But I think my parents were okay with it. They said that as long as you're enjoying it, we are fine with it, right? And I think over time they have always been supportive as such.
Wonderful. I think something very similar happened in my career also, because I think when I cleared my CA in May 2015, right? So post that, my interest, lied a lot in stock markets and equity research, not just trading. Right. I never used to trade that often or something, but I wanted to really get a crux about balance sheet कैसे पढ़ना है, you know, how to read the P&L, how to analyze the cash flow, how to do valuation, how to do financial modeling, how to probably invest in a stock. When should I make a decision that okay, this is the right time to invest?
Yes.
What is the sector valuation and so on and so forth, like a very detailed fundamental analysis, right? So at that point in time, of course, as a CA, सबसे पहला choice होता है you join a big four, or you go into practice, or you join a mid-sized practice firm, etc., which I had options to, right? And I was contemplating also before my attempt, during my studies, I was contemplating, okay, यार big four join कर लूँगा, it will be a good this thing, and that time GST was in the pipeline.
Okay.
It had not launched, but it was in the pipeline, right? News were around 1-2 साल में आएगा, and then it came also. So I like there's a good opportunity. GST नया होगा. If I can get into IDT, it'll be a good opportunity. But somehow, while studying, when I used to take my free time, my free breaks, I don't know how, but I always used to read more on valuation, on stocks, on companies. It was very direct passion for me, which I was getting. Eventually, then I'm like, I don't want to do this practice CA or GST or something, because in my articleship I used to get bored of doing auditing and taxation. वही return करो, वही audit करो, same book, same ledgers. I didn't want to do that. Here I wanted to do fundamental research, as similar you said, right? To meet the founders, to meet the promoters. So when I was doing this, I got to meet promoters of listed companies. Take their interviews, not like this, so in a camera, but take an interview so that I could go back to my office and analyze whether the stock is worth recommending to my clients or not, to make a report or not, right? So I got to learn, and I wanted to do that. Again, I did it at a lower pay, probably half of what my colleagues were getting as freshers by joining a big four, or a mid-sized CA firm also, half of that. But I still took it, and again my parents, did not come in between of that. They were like very much supportive. You can do that, and I was also of the opinion, abhi kar lete, it's something 2-3 years we should explore. It's just 23 or something, right? Let's